Okay, this is an exciting video that I have for you. You know that we all are looking for one of the best apps to do our trading on, and one of the first apps that I got on when I got back into the stock market was on Zerodha. And Zerodha is a great app. I want you to know that the Kite app that I use, the web-based Kite app that I use from them, is extremely efficient. The user interface, the graphical user interface or GUI, is so good. It looks so nice. It's very simplistic, very efficient, and very easy to operate. And it's lightning fast most of the time. There is no issues that I have that I can think of. And Plus, Zerodha has some great options. In fact, deliveries. The delivery cost is very low compared to say a bank's investment app or things like that. And so Zerodha is probably the best trading app that I know of. But I have one small problem with it. Because I tend to do long-term, short-term, and intraday, I realize that Zerodha, it takes a lot of my profits from intraday as brokerage. And it's not really their fault. That's the charge they've set to it. It seems okay for them. It seems okay for most people. But because I tend to do a lot of intraday, I realize that it takes a lot of my profit potentially just simply from brokerages. And so I kept looking for something better. I tried Kotak's free intraday plan, and I used their Kotick Pro X app, and it was terrible. The interface was terrible. And then finally, I was able to get in touch with Finvasia, and I started operating on their Scalpot app for the last 2 days, and it's been incredible. I know that the Scalpot app is not as great as the Kite app, just so you know, from Zerodha, but just because the brokerage is practically zero for Finvasia when it comes to intraday, and plus we have all these. And the app itself is, quite robust. It's quite fast. There are not so many complications, as definitely not as many complications as the Kotick Pro X from Kotak. At the same time, it is almost as fast as the Kite app from Zerodha, and it is also quite intuitive. And I really like it. I'm enjoying my time intraday from the Scalpot app as well. So I just want to give you a quick breakdown of these three apps and what made me choose which. All right. Okay, so let me first go with Zerodha because that's the one I started with, and this is what Zerodha basically looks like. Okay, you can see that the app is here. You have your watch list, and by the way, today the market is terrible, so you can see almost every share that I keep track of were in the red. Okay, and so you can see that you can quickly look at your dashboard to see how much you put in. How much are you holding, how much do you have in your balance, your funds to put in. You can see what orders you have put, you can see your holdings, you can see the positions you've taken for the day. And it's very simple. The system is very simple. If I want to buy, I just click that B button and there you go, buy. I want to put a market or a limit or a stop loss. The interface is very easy to handle, very easy to understand. It's probably the best trading app out there today. Okay, if you are a person who's just getting into investments in the stock market and you want a trading app or a trading platform that is simplistic, at the same time robust and fast, that means it doesn't crashes, this is the trading platform for you. Okay, Kite by Zerodha is probably the best one that I know that is available to a retail investor, that is you or that is me or any of us. And I love it. I love it. I just love this platform. But I have only one small issue with Zerodha, and that is their brokerage level. So if you look at their brokerage levels for intraday, for example, they charge about 20 rupees per executed order. Okay, it is per transaction that you do. So when I buy or sell, they would charge about 20 rupees, depending on it can be less if it is a smaller size and a smaller price, but for the most part, let's say it averages out to 20 rupees per transaction. So when I buy, it's 20 rupees. When I sell, it's 20 rupees. So it's 40 rupees. If I buy in 200, it becomes 20 rupees on that side. When I sell in two lots of hundreds, it becomes 20 plus 20. So you will see as the number of transactions you do, the brokerage that you have to pay to Zerodha is increasing when it comes to intraday. And that was something that I realized because when I initially started and I tend to intraday a lot, I realized that nearly 1/3 or maybe sometimes even half my profit, not so bad sometimes it's 10-20%, but most of the times it's around 33% of my profit goes into brokerage. Okay, and that was really hard. If I do about 50 trades, or say I do 21 or 20 trades, if I do 20 trades on Zerodha, that means 20 buys and 20 sells. It's going to cost me about 400 rupees just for brokerage for Zerodha. If I make on those 40 trades or on those 20 trades, if I make a profit of say 5 rupees, normally I do 100 shares per trade. Okay, so if I make an average of 3 rupees on all trades, so that's 20 trades into 300. Say that's 6,000 rupees. 6,000 rupees. That I'm out of the 6,000 rupees, 400 goes to Zerodha, and plus whatever is going to the NSC. Okay, and so that will take that's going to probably take about 1,000 to 900 to 1,000 rupees from my profit levels. Okay. Now imagine I don't get that much of good return. Suppose I only get 1 rupee per transaction for 100 shares per trade, so that's 2,000 rupees profit. I still have to pay that margin of for the brokerage of almost 1,000, out of which almost 400 goes to Zerodha. So I was looking for a better option. Okay. So the second option that I thought and I researched and I figured out was Kotick Pro X from Kotick. They have a free intraday plan where you had to pay 999 plus GST per year, where you can have no brokerage from Kotak. You had to pay 1 paise per transaction, and then of course you have the NSE charges. All these three platforms have the NSE charges, just so you know. But Kotak, you had to pay 1 paise per transaction. But when I first got the GUI, I was like lost. I'm like, what do I do here? Huh? I can't seem to understand any of this. All right, it took me a long time to figure things out on this. You go to buy. When you go to buy, you see you have to enter the quantity, price. It's not very intuitive. Okay, you have to. In case I had difficult time doing a stop loss over here. I want you to know that doing a stop loss on Kotak on the Kotick Pro X was very tough, and the system was slow. It often would disconnect. Okay, you can see from here many times it disconnect. I had to keep connecting back. It sometimes crash. Sometimes the orders that I'd give would take a long time to get in and be processed. I've actually made quite a few losses on this simply because the system was crashing or the system wasn't robust. Sometimes the order that I wanted to put in would go in late, and by the time the order came through, what the price that I wanted to enter in wasn't the price. Sometimes when I wanted to sell, it wouldn't sell, and then it crashed, and then when I get back in, that price would have gone. I would have made a loss. So I made quite a few losses in 1 or 2 days of trading on this, and then I stopped. Okay, I stopped practically using this app. So then my search was for another app or a platform that I can use for intraday, which would be as robust as Kite from Zerodha, but at the same and fast and simple, but at the same time would give me the free brokerage that I was looking for. And so that's how I got to Scalped or Finvasia. Finvasia's Scalped program, or the platform that I use for them. This is Finvasia's Scalped app or platform, and here you can see. I can show you the brokerage cost. Okay, so for example, here for Zerodha, if I were to buy and sell 100 shares of 1,450, say this is Reliance today. I bought 100 and then I sold 100 at about an average price of 1,450. I have to pay 94.60 as my total brokerage, out of which 40 goes to Zerodha. At the same time, if I were to use Finvasia, I buy 100 shares, I sell 100 shares, average price 1,450. I have to pay 47.66, out of which 0 goes to Finvasia. Okay, so there itself you can see. Now look at that. That's 47.66. Here it is 94.61. That's almost double. That's almost double. Okay, that's almost 47 extra rupees, because that's 40 for the brokerage plus the tax on that. And so I had to pay 47 rupees for such one trade extra on Zerodha. Now let me show you. Okay, so we'll look at Scalper. Okay, again, this is not as great as Zerodha, the GUI, I have to say, but it is robust, it is strong, it is fast, it is way better than Kotick Pro X from Kotak. I can tell you that by a country mile. And the system is pretty much uh, quite good to look at and how to get this. Of course, I have to change this to the market and I have to enter in the numbers, which I had to do on Zerodha as well. But it is not as fast as I feel sometimes as Zerodha. It's still fast. It's very fast. It's quite good. I have no issues. In Zerodha, for example, if I were to do a transaction, I can just go to my orders or positions and then put a stop loss and things like that. Scalper, once the position comes in here, I have to click on the position to initialize the squaring off or to initialize the stop loss and then enter in order to put a stop loss. So it takes a little more time, but it's not so bad. I want you to know it's not so bad. And I want to show you today. So today was a very bad day in terms of the market. It's all down, and my long-term holdings and my short-term holdings were going down. I could see that. But my intraday, I did it all entirely on Scalper on this platform, and I got about 5,600 rupees. Now here's the thing: out of this 5,600 rupees, if I had done it on Zerodha, I would have to pay about 1,050 rupees as. But on Finvasia, I would have to pay about 650, and that goes to the NSC. And let me show you how this works. Okay, for what we're looking at. All right. And so this is uh, uh, a quick chart of what I did today of my intraday transactions. Very simple, please. I haven't beautified anything. I think. So you can see I did. Now you can see all the greens are the ones that I made profit on, and the reds are the ones that I made loss on. So I actually made 5,696 rupees, 5,693 according to the system, which is fine. I traded about 42 lakhs worth of transactions. I did 21 trades, out of which five went wrong. Five went wrong against me. 16 went right for me. So I had a strike rate of 76%, which is really good, by the way. And so I want you to know that if you play the market right by watching the market trends, and you don't get greedy and you are not trying to get as money, I want 10, 20 rupees out of each transaction. I want to tell you that we can make a lot of money using multiple transactions. For example, you can see here, I would buy 100 shares and within a few minutes I would sell it off at maybe 200 rupees, 300 rupees, 700 rupees gain, which is okay with me. In fact, the one time I went really wrong, I lost 1,100 rupees. And the one time I went and stayed for a while, I made 2,000 rupees. But in between, you can see a lot of few 500, 200, 300, 400 profit transactions. And that results in a total of 5,696. Now, if you see, if I got everything right, I would have made 8,331 on just 16 transactions. But I made loss of 2,635 on 5 transactions. So it comes to 5,696. Now, what is my brokerage say? Okay. So I want you to know, if I had done these transactions on Zerodha, I would have had to pay. So there is 21 transactions, that means 21 buys and 21 sells, right? When I do 21 buys and 21 sells, that comes to about 40 per transaction. Okay, so we're looking at 840 per trade, roughly 840 rupees I would have to pay just as brokerage commission to Zerodha, which I would save when it comes to Finvasia. Of course, we still have to pay another 800 rupees to the NSC for all the transaction charges. But I want you to know, that 800 I would have to pay, whether it's Kotak, whether it's Finvasia, whether it's Zerodha, it doesn't matter. But the fact is that I saved 840 rupees just by taking up using Scalper or Finvasia's platform compared to the Zerodha Kite platform. And see, this is nothing. I really love Kite's platform, Zerodha's platform. It's the best platform for trading. If you don't do a lot of intraday, if you do mostly holdings, you mean deliveries like for short term or long term, I think this is the app. Zerodha's Kite platform is the platform for you. But if you're doing a lot of intraday too, what I would recommend is I would keep my intraday trading on Scalper or their best platform or Finvasia's, and I would do my deliveries. And so that's it. Why am I sharing this? This is, for me, this is very exciting because I realize that you got to make the maximum out of your investments, and so you got to not only just invest right, you got to also pick the right platform. You got to pick the right. See, I do my deliveries on Zerodha and I do my intraday on Scalper, and so I have chosen which platform to use for which methodology so that I get the maximum out of my investment. And that's all there is to it. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, please do share, like, and comment on this video. Please do let others know about this. If you want to know the difference between Zerodha and Finvasia, this is a great video to check out. And please do subscribe to our YouTube page and our Facebook page. And we will be releasing more and more videos every day so that you can enjoy the best trading and investment experience that you can have in today's market. Thank you.